Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Rahmawati with last student number ID 0024, and today I wanna present my novel review with the title of The Over Story. We move to second slide. Second slide is novel identity, where the title is The Over Story, and the author is Richard Powers, and the publisher is WW Norton and Company, and genre is environmental fiction, and published in 2018. Okay, the third slide is the characters. The first characters is Nicholas Hoult. He has reflective, quiet, sensitive, introvert, and melancholic. And second is Mimima. She has rational, intelligent, emotionally guarded. And the third is Adam Epich. He has logical, analytical, socially awkward. And after that, Ray Brinkman. He has conservative, thoughtful, introspective. And after that, Dorothy Kazali. She has warm, intelligent, principled. Dorothy Kazali is Ray Brinkman's wife. So that Nilay Mehta. She has brilliant, imaginative, and introvert. After that, Patricia Westerford. She has wise, calm, deeply, and introvert. The last is Olivia Vandergrift. She has impulsive, spiritual, passionate, charismatic, radical, and sensitive. Novel doesn't only focus on one character, and this novel tells the story of various characters with different backgrounds. So this is novel is multi-character with mosaic structure like that. Okay, we move to the setting of story. We can see Loa is where Nick Hoult's family has farm. Minnesota is Mimima's home. Ohio is Adam Epich hometown, and California is Nila Mehta grows up. So Pacific Northwest is the site of ancient forest, clear cutting, and environmental protests. And Colorado and other wilderness areas is where Douglas Pavlicek travels and works as a tree planter. The orientation is the novel introduces 9 main characters from diverse backgrounds, professions, and regions, all of whom are connected by one seemingly simple element, the trees. From the opening page, readers are immersed in a quiet, meaningful and slightly mystical atmosphere as the narrative describes a giant tree falling unseen in the middle of a forest, a powerful symbol that life continues to unfold beyond human awareness. I will summarize the conflict from each character. The first conflict from Nicholas Hoult is his entire family died in a car crash, and he felt aimless and emotionally empty. And so he found meaning through an old oak tree planted by his ancestors. After that, Mimima conflict, her father died by suicide after struggling to preserve his cultural identity. So she grew up under the pressure of family expectation and cultural conflict, and she struggled with her identity as an Asian American woman before turning to environmental activism. So Adam Apich conflict is felt socially isolated as a child, unable to connect with others, and obsessed with psychology to understand human behavior. So faced a moral dilemma when joining a radical environmental group, science versus ethics. So that Ray Brinkman and Dorothy Kazali. Their conflict is their marriage became distant due to routine and philosophical differences. So Douglas Pavlicek conflict is survived a near-death experience in the Vietnam War, planted thousands of trees for a reforestation program, but discovered it was used to support deforestation. But conflict is mocked and dismissed by the scientific community for her theory that trees communicate, live in isolation after being discredited, struggled between scientific truth and rejection, but eventually gained recognition. So Nilai Mehta conflict is became paralyzed after falling from a tree as a child. So the last Olivia van der Graaf conflict is had a near-death experience after being electrocuted while high. The resolution is, after a journey deeply connected through trees, each character in the overstory reaches a different resolution, some peaceful but the other tragic. Like Nicholas Hall, after losing both his family and Olivia, he chooses a quiet life devoted to protecting nature, finding new meaning in solitude. Mimima disappears from public life, leaving behind cultural pressures and finding peace in isolation and her silent bond with the natural world. So Adam Epich ends up in prison due to his radical activism, but he holds firm to the belief that fighting for the earth is worth any personal cost. Ray Brinkman and Dorothy Kazali, once emotionally distant, reconnect near the end of Ray's life, and their love symbolized by the tree they plant together. Douglas Pavlicek wanders alone, disillusioned with society, but loyal to his mission of defending trees, even if it means living on the margins. So, the Patricia Westerford ends once dismissed by the scientific community and is finally recognized for her groundbreaking research and dies peacefully, leaving behind a legacy of knowledge and inspiration. So the Nilai Mehta, though successful in building a digital world that simulates nature, realized that no code can replace the real thing and feels increasingly disconnected from the living world he once loved. And the end of Olivia van der Graaf vanished during a forest protest and is never found. But to those who knew her, she lives on as the spirit of the forest itself, one with the trees she gave her life to protect. As the end like laut bercerita. So after that, the next slide is the moral and review. The first is the review. My review to this novel is this reading the overstory is not just a novel. It is an invitation to think, feel, and reflect in a deeper way. So, because Richard Powers with science, philosophy, and storytelling into a powerful narrative that redefines what it means to be alive and connected. So the moral is that humans are not separate from nature. We are part of it. Respect the intelligence of the natural world and recognize the consequences of environmental destruction. It reminds us that even small action matter and that fighting for the planet, no matter how difficult or ignored, is a deeply meaningful purpose. And that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.